Hey, how's it going, you goofy grookies? Today, I'm bringing you quite the spicy deck. We got the doll stall, as I've been calling it. Now that we have Lillie's Poké doll, we can fully abuse the card, or we can fully abuse Florges with the Wondrous Gift ability. Flip a coin of heads, put an item from your discard pile on top of your deck. So we can basically have endless Lillie's Poké dolls, and we just repeatedly put them in play, make it so our opponent can't take any prize cards, except for maybe a couple early ones on our active Pokemon, if we got like a Jirachi in the active or something, or if they play customs. But let's say they KO 2 early Jirachis, and then they use all 4 customs, that's 4 prize cards. They still need to draw 2 more. As long as we get a Pokédoll into our active every single turn from there on out, they can't take knockouts. So let's go ahead and look at the whole deck here. We got the 404 Florges, which is the main thing to set up in the deck, so we can use Wondrous Gift to get Pokédolls back. It is on a coin flip, so we usually want to try and set up like 3 of these, 2 to 3. We got Jirachis for that early game Stellar Witch Search, and every time a Pokédoll gets knocked out, we can send up Jirachi. We can Wondrous Gift something back on top of the deck we need, and then Stellar Witch into it, or we can Stellar Witch to like just dig deeper for other stuff that we might want. We got 2 Mews in here to protect ourselves from Naganadel GX and Tag Bolt. We have 1 Phione in here to combo with Bellelba to mill. This is our win condition here, is the Bellelba. It discards the top 3 cards of each player's deck, getting us closer to deck out and the infinite, like the end game lock, but also discards the top 3 cards of our opponent's deck, which will eventually mill them out of cards. So the end game lock is once we're at 0 cards in our deck, if we ever get there. We usually don't even get there before our opponent decks out or concedes, but if we ever get there, we can play this. We have 0 cards in deck, we discard 0, they discard 3, and then we Phione from our bench to put this on the bottom of our deck, and then that becomes the card in our deck. And then we use Wondrous Gifts into the Snack Search with Munchlax to try and put this back on top of the deck. If we whiff that, next turn we just go Lusamine for a Lusamine and a Bellelba, and then we do it all over again, and I'll showcase that to you guys here in a second. Other things we got in the deck, we got 1 Fishing Rod, help us get back our hoods and our escape boards, as well as sometimes some Pokemon we need if they KO a bunch of stuff. We have a 1 of Goomy in here currently, because I have been playing against a decent amount of Beheem on the ladder, and this theoretically auto wins the Beheem matchup if they do not have a if they do not play a Stealthy Hood themselves. So we got the Goomy in here for the Beheem matchup, you know, because you never really know what you're going to play up against on the ladder. So that's why he is in here. And the rest of the deck is pretty just like straightforward consistency for Steven's Resolve, for Elms. Ideally, we want to Elm turn 1, get a bunch of these guys, maybe a Mew, maybe a Munchlax, maybe the Goomy, some extra stuff that we can use to communication back in. And then we just use Steven's Resolve for the first like 3 or 4 turns ideally. We have 1 Tate Liza, so we have our own switch effect in the deck just in case, and it's also a shuffle draw supporter to reset our hand if we want to. 2 Escape Board, we only really need 1 of these ever at some point to put on a Jirachi, and we can get them back through the Wondrous Gift or the Fishing Rod if we need to. And then we have 4 Stealthy Hood to be able to allow us to beat decks that play Ninetales or Volcarona GX. And that's the deck for Acro Bike in here, just to be a little bit more aggressive about finding our stuff. So let's go ahead and get into some games, and I'll show you guys how the deck works. First game up against the Charizard and Brycen. Our opponent did go first and just go bench the unidentified fossil and pass. All right, that's fine with me. We didn't open the Jirachi, but we are going to get the Jirachi here. Gotta get the Snack Search boy. Might grab a Goomy. We'll get the Goomy as well, and a Mew, and then we can calm the Mew back to grab ourselves a Jirachi, Escape Board active, and then go ahead and Stellar Witch. Our opponent can't actually attack on their next turn here, which is pretty cool for us. And we can also actually force up that unidentified fossil with the Phione if we want. No need to do it this turn. We can look to do it soon if we want to. I'm gonna go ahead and Stellar Witch first. There's an Acro Bike. No Steven's Resolve yet. Hopefully find one on the next turn. I'm gonna go ahead and Acro Bike right now. Grab the Pokégear, let the Hood go. Play the Pokégear. Get the Steven's Resolve. And then I am going to end my turn with a Snack Search, I think. could calm this away to grab the Phione because we forced that up. We could do that next turn as well. Yeah, we're going to end our turn with the Snack Search here. Going to go ahead and throw an Acro Bike back on top of the deck so we can dig a little bit deeper into our deck. I guess I could have put a Pokégear on top because then I could have tried to Pokégear into a Steven's Resolve, but I'm fine with Acro Bike here. Getting a Rare Candy for a Florges would be kind of cool. A draw pass from our opponent. Okay, super slow start from our opponent. That is fine with us. We're going to try and abuse that as much as possible. Acro Bike first here. Grab the Phione. Like I said, so we can force this thing into the active if we want to. Stellar Wish. Grab another Steven's Resolve. Then, gonna go ahead. Bench Flabébé. Bench Flabébé. Bench Phione. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use it right now. Force that thing into the active. And then Steven's Resolve, we're gonna get a Rare Candy. We're gonna get Escape Board, Pokédoll, Rare Candy. Then we have 2 more Florges in here. Sounds good. Which one makes so our opponent can't draw any prizes, so get set up all for that, just in case we do want to retreat into the Lillie's Pokédoll. We want to try and give ourselves as much time as possible to deal with awkward scenarios. So yeah, here is a Welder coming down from our opponent, only for 1 energy. So if they whiff the attachment for this turn, we don't have to worry about anything. But we'll see what they have here. There's a reset stamp, but that's fine. We're set up to deal with that. We got the Jirachi, we have the Snack Search, and we drew back into a pretty reasonable hand. So yeah, nothing too big, nothing too much to worry about here. They could actually attack us next turn. Acro Bike first. Going to take the Bellelba. And then Stellar Wish. I'd rather Steven's this turn. A Rare Candy is pretty cool though. Gonna go ahead and just throw this into play. Rare Candy out the Florges. Then I am going to discard the top 3 of each player's deck. 2, 3. Got rid of that. Nothing really important we got rid of on their side. Throw this down. And we are going to throw these down as well. They're probably not resetting stamps anytime soon. I don't think I need these for anything though. We're just gonna go ahead and hold on to them right now. Tails, that's fine. Snack Search, Tails, that is also fine. Pass over to our opponent. See what they got going on. Yeah, we would have liked to have gotten, if we had gotten its heads on Wondrous Gift, we would have put a Pokégear on top. If we had gotten a heads on the Snack Search, we would have thrown ourselves a Steven's Resolves on top, because that is what we're trying to find and get back into the chaining of the Steven's Resolve. Yeah, that's what we're looking for here. Even if we just gotten a Lusamine for the turn, and we could have Lusamine for Steven's Resolves, and then Steven Resolved next turn, that would have been fine as well. There's a double custom from our opponent. Bring up a Flabébé to try and stall. That is fine with me. There is the Tate Liza top deck. Now we could switch it out. I think I will do that actually. Go ahead and just preserve the Flabébé. Our opponent really didn't do anything that turn, so I'm fine with just chilling. There's a Steven's Resolve for next turn. Give me that. And I am going to go with the Wondrous Gift. Heads, we're going to go ahead and throw a... yeah, Pokégear is pretty cool. And then... I'm going to go ahead and throw these hoods down. Just put them on the Flabébés. Snack Search heads as well. I think we just go ahead and get ourselves another Steven's Resolve for the future. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Go ahead and grab a Steven's Resolve on top for the future. Use this Steven's Resolve, get another Steven's Resolve. And yeah, the game plan is just to use Phione over and over again and keep pushing the unidentified fossil into the active. Gonna get that Lusamine. Hit him up with the Wondrous Gift, Tails, and then Steven's Resolve. We're gonna get Candy, Steven's, and the Escape Board. Oh, I shouldn't have gotten a Steven's actually. I should have got the Florges. Yeah, that was a mistake. Oops. Didn't need another Steven's. We already have another Steven's in hand. Shouldn't be a big deal. We should still be chilling. There's our opponent's Green's Exploration. So they can finally start setting up themselves. Taking them a while, but they're finally getting to the point where they can actually do something. Maybe. We'll see. We're not there yet, I guess. There's a Rare Candy and a Fiery Flint. Uh-oh. Looks like they might have the Omastar already. Oh, there he is. So this Escape Board, unfortunately, not going to be able to come down on the Jirachi. There's the Fiery Flint for some energies. We're going to immediately go into trying to use Bellelba as soon as possible. We need a Stevens to get the Phione back into our hand as well, though. We do need to be able to force this thing into the active every time, like I was saying. See what our top deck is. Is a Bellelba. I might just go with the Bellelba this turn. Gonna go ahead and grab that Lusamine. Can't play item cards anymore, but that's fine. Yeah, we're just gonna go with the Bellelba. Mill 3. We do need to try and mill through our opponent's deck as quickly as possible. I haven't actually really played this matchup before, so it's gonna be interesting here. I'm actually not too sure how this is gonna go. We're gonna go ahead and throw a Bellelba back on top. Oh, I guess we should have Wondrous Gift, because we still need to add more cards to our deck so we don't deck out. So I should have actually Wondrous Gift. I was like, I don't really want anything out of my discard pile, and it's true, I don't really want anything out of my discard pile, but I do also want to make it so our opponent can't win the game by me milling myself out. So we should have put some more stuff back in our deck there. We will just Bellelba again off the top. I want to be aggressive about milling. I want to try and catch their fire crystals, their fire energy, anything energy related. So they can't constantly retreat this thing. I'm sure they play Switch, but how many do they play is the question. And if we can mill them, that would be more ideal. So as long as we can keep just going top deck Bellelba, play Bellelba, I think that's the play here. 1, 2, 3. Another fire crystal leaves. I'm not sure what else went. All right, yeah. So this time, oh, Stellar Wish, can't forget that. Grab ourselves a communication. If we ever get access to items, we're going to want to be able to find the Phione, or maybe just put a Pokemon back in the deck so we don't deck out. Wondrous Gift this time, I'm remembering, and then Snack Search, Tails, that's fine. Next turn, we're just going to go into the Lusamine for Bellelba and Lusamine, and we'll just keep the chain going. Do that. We're going to throw some more cards back on top of the deck, and then go from there. There's an attach finally, and then there's a Mallow and Lana from our opponent to get the Charizard into the active. There's a reset stamp as well. All right, maybe we'll draw the Phione, though. Nope, not yet. There's going to be the Brilliant Flare from our opponent. All right. This hand has nothing going on, unfortunately, so we're going to need some new cards. No Lusamine, no Stevens, nothing. We do have Snack Search to hopefully save us in the long run. They only have 2 Custom Catcher left as well, which is another important thing to take note of. And we can actually get ourselves down to a pretty low bench size and then put a bunch of dolls in play, potentially. We can let that happen as well. All right, we're going to play an Elms here, thin out the deck. Oh, nothing to grab. Okay, I did not expect that, actually. Retreat into the doll. And then I will Wondrous Gift, Tails, and then Snack Search. Heads. Going to go ahead and throw a Stevens Resolve on top. That way, we can kind of get back into the loop of things and start setting up more stuff. Yeah, we're going to let ourselves go down to 2 bench Pokemon here. We're going to let them knock out Flabébé, knock out the Pokédoll, knock out Flabébé, and then we'll be able to get access to items again, set up another Florges, and then probably bench a bunch of Pokédolls, and then get the Pokédolls back, and then we'll let ourselves go down to 2 bench Pokemon again, and then put a bunch of Pokédolls in play, and then let ourselves go down to let them get rid of the Pokédolls while we put them back in the deck, and repeat. That is going to be our game plan. And whenever we can use Phione to push our opponents active to the bench, I think we will. Although, they could just send up this and then send up this and just go between those two. So actually using the Phione at this point doesn't do anything. So we're not going to look to aggressively use the Phione anymore. We're going to send up Munchlax here. Use Stevens. So Munchlax goes up. We're going to draw for turn, which is a Stevens Resolve. We're going to use this Wondrous Gift. Heads, we're going to get the Pokédoll back. We're going to retreat into the Flabébé. We're going to use Stevens Resolve. Use Stevens Resolve. Get ourselves... Fortunately, the Fishing Rod is prized, but we're going to get ourselves Florges, Doll, and Stevens Resolve. Go over to our opponent. Yeah, unfortunately, our Lana's Fishing Rod and our second Munchlax are prized. So we can't, if they KO this Munchlax, we can't get another Munchlax. I don't know if that's going to be a priority for them. Hopefully it's not, and we won't have to worry about it. But yeah, we can't actually get it back, unfortunately. There's the Brilliant Flare. Knocks out our Flabébé. And we're going to push up the Munchlax because he does have the free retreat. We're going to go Candy out the Florges. And if they didn't bench the second attacker, we could just constantly Phione the Omastar up and we would be able to win that way. So they do have to play it out this way on their side, actually, by benching the second attacker. Otherwise, this would eventually get trapped in the active, and they don't want that. Especially if it means they have to like play Welder to get 2 energy on this to use that. They definitely don't want that. So eventually, we would win the game through that. Okay, go Munchlax. Draw for turn. So now we can play items. We're going to Candy out Florges. We can... What other items? I don't think we want to play any other items, though. I think that's it. We could play the Pokégear here. Try and find ourselves. Yep, a Lusamine would be great. That's awesome. Our opponent is down 2 reset stamps, I believe. Yep, okay. Then we can go with... Wondrous Gift, Tails, Wondrous Gift, Tails, that's fine. Bench the Pokédoll. I'm then going to retreat, and then Steven's Resolve, and I think I'm just going to grab 3 Pokédolls. I don't think I need anything else in the deck. Yep, 3 Pokédolls it is. Just gear ourselves up for the future turns, where we're going to infinitely put Pokédolls into play and lock our opponent out of the game. That is the game plan. We have reached our end game here. And it's going to be pretty straightforward from here. We are going to have to go get Phione next turn with this communication. There's the double custom. I wonder what they're going to go after, actually. I'm actually not too sure. They're going to go after a Florges, which unfortunately we can't recover. Oh, no, we can recover through our Snack Search. So we can try and get it back through Snack Search. So I guess we will try and do that. Just gonna go ahead and send up the Pokédoll here. We are gonna try and recover that Florges line into play through the Snack Search. So here we're gonna go Lusamine. We're gonna grab ourselves Lusamine and Bellelba. I'm gonna go ahead and throw down another Pokédoll. I'm going to Wondrous Gift. Heads, we're gonna go ahead and grab a Escape Board. I think it would be good to have an access to. Well, we already have an Escape Board in hand. We might... No, we have a Rare Candy as well. I guess I'll just take a Pokégear in case we get reset stamped again. Nice to have that to be able to find the Lusamine, start up the Lusamine chain again. And then I'll end my turn with Snack Search. Heads here. Gonna get the Flabébé, put that back on top of the deck, so we can eventually set up another Florges. Our next turn is gonna be bench another Pokédoll, play Elms for that Flabébé, and then try and Snack Search into the Florges again. And all this time, our opponent is not going to be drawing prizes, and they only have 14 cards left in deck, so we will just kind of eventually win this one. We just want to be as safe as possible, and there's the concession from our opponent. That's the Stall Doll deck in action. You can't lose if your opponent doesn't have a way to win. I don't know, I guess that's true for every scenario, but usually there's more ways for your opponent to win. We extremely limit our opponent's way to win. I'm not going to play another game with this deck. It's going to be a short video today. All you should need is that one game to understand how the deck works. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward once you get the grasp of it. You just put dolls in play, and then you find room and time to use Bellelba and mill your opponent out of cards. You use Phione to make sure you can't deck out or be disruptive to your opponent. You got the Munchlax and Lana's Fishing Rod to also make sure you don't take out. Sometimes they're prized, sometimes they're not. Ideally, you set up 3 Florges and a Snorlax. Sometimes they have Omastar, which makes it difficult, but then they have to set up another attacker, which means you can get down to 2 bench and still comfortably fine because Munchlax, for some reason, has free retreat cost. And that's it. Hope you guys had a good day. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a like. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to subscribe. Peace.